Good to see you, man.
I didn't think you were Welsh. No way. And I really well. It was ending. Can't believe it.
Uh, well, you couldn't tell by my accent.
Yeah, I was listening to the album. You sound almost American, but
Well, yeah, a lot of people say that actually.
it's a cracking album, of it. It really is.
Thank, thank you so much, man. That means a lot, dude.
Yeah, it's good. Like you're from Wales as well. Like you're into something good for
Yeah,
Wales, isn't it? Like,
yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
we can sing, but
I interviewed Danny Rose just before this. Like, and he said, "Oh, you're writing your ring, like you message him, see if they talk to you." Like, you
yeah.
know, fucking legend he is, right? Did he?
Oh, mate, he's class.
Yeah, that's right. That.
Yeah, yeah, he's lovely, bud. We've had him on Crowcast a couple of times, and yeah, he's not only is he just like a lovely human, but he's always got advice for you, you know. So as a musician, so it's yeah, he's
Thing is, he's
quality.
been doing it a long time, really.
Absolutely, bud. And his voice is still killer. It's like he's still smashing out those songs like he was, 22 again. Mad.
Yeah, I saw him in Dortmund just before the pandemic, like, and it was really good then. Like,
Yeah, yeah. He's class. If I can have half the career he's had.
hey, maybe you will, like, judging by your first album.
Yeah, well, it's out with two albums we've had out now. We're working on album number 3.
Is it?
So yeah.
So how long have you been doing this, eh?
Oh God. With the Crows, I think we're on our 7th year now. But God, dude, I've been singing in bands since I was 16, I think. But I always sang around the house as a kid. So
Yeah, same for me. I've didn't get started, like, yeah,
how? Oh,
started singing,
basically,
like,
it's my dad, I guess. But I mean, he was a guitarist and a brilliant singer. He just had a voice like velvet, But he was into his country music, so I was hearing, Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and Chris Christopherson and God, all those country singers.
yeah.
So I was listening to that, and he'd be playing on his acoustic guitar, and I would just pick up the guitar and jam with him, sing along with him, harmonize and stuff, and it just got me on the road really bad to hearing that music. So
Yeah, it's
and then the
awesome.
rock bands came later. Then was about 13.
So when it comes to the metal bands, what bands are you into, like, right? What's your favorites, like?
Metal.
Yeah,
Metallica probably, but is probably just because they had, when you think about the old school metal like Judas
yeah.
Priest and Iron Maiden, um, completely respect everything they do. But I kind of really, I didn't know too much about that side of things.
Yeah,
But I suppose when Metallica came on the scene, that was they had a bit of both, didn't they? They could do like the slow ballads, but then they could like rip it out this as well. So that opened another door, I think, to the songwriting and
yeah.
yeah, wanted to be in bands and stuff. So
Yeah, just Hetfield's voice, like, his voice changed, like, it just better with age, I think. Like,
well, man, I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, he has got that distinctive voice. When you hear his voice, it's Metallica, and it's through and through. So like but like even the songs like Until It Sleeps and all that, with his ballads and stuff, in the verses, and then he picks up and that gruff in his voice comes up in the chorus or the pre-chorus, and it's
yeah,
yeah,
I love
Hetfield,
those two albums, love the reload, like, there was a
yeah,
real
man,
change from Master and Puppets, really.
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of when I kind of really got into him. It was more that side of things,
Yeah,
but I was
we the
coming in,
same age, right? So, yeah, the influences
yeah,
are there, but
yeah. So about class acts.
yeah, well, he was the reason why I started Metal Ramsey. Yeah, you did. I listened to Hetfield, like, he taught me how to sing this.
Oh,
Doing that.
just listening to him, like, yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? I tried to copy his voice or whatever, but that's
yeah,
really when I decided to get into metal, like, I'm
yeah.
starting my own metal band.
So when did you start that?
I started about 3 years ago now.
Is it?
So we've been going for 3 years. So basically what
Wow.
happened was my brother passed away, right? He died in the same condition as I got, like,
Right.
and I was really depressed and shit for like a year. I mean, death does that, doesn't it? And then
Yeah.
I thought, well, fuck it, here I go, find your friends here. So I landed on Craigslist, and I said, I want to start a metal band. And my message was saying, yeah, but do you want to join my band? Like, and it went from there.
Outstanding, bro. Love
So,
it.
so we ran the whole disability band. So
Yeah.
the three of us are disabled. I mean, the guitarist at the moment is not, but trying the musicians was a fucking nightmare. Like.
Yeah. So what is it? Covers? Is it your own
Yeah, we
stuff?
do
What?
covers at the moment. I mean, we haven't done any gigs or anything yet, but we want to, like, you're asking
Yeah.
the covers in it, and then you write your own stuff, like, in it.
That's it, but that's it.
We'll
So is
see
it
with the
just
rent of it, right now is.
so what we got? A drummer?
At the moment, we got a drummer, and we got two guitarists, and another singer. So we just need the bassist to get it going, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Thing is,
Slam bud.
it's about dedication in it, you know what I mean? I mean, the three
Oh,
of us, right? The three of us want it. There's finding
yeah.
musicians. You want the same as us, like?
Exactly, but I honest to God, you've just hit the nail on the head there. You can be the most talented musician on the planet. If you're not with like-minded people, it ain't gonna go anywhere. You've all got to be on the same page. You've all got to want it the same. It doesn't work otherwise. I've been there. I've seen it in another band as well, where you're looking at a band going, "My God, those musicians are incredible," but the personalities clash, or
Yeah.
and then it just doesn't work. So I totally agree with you here, bud.
I mean, that's where we need to find, like, at the moment, the two guitarists we got, they interesting, like, it's just in with the pandemic and I lockdown where affect us all of it, like.
Yeah. Well, having it just for everybody. It's been murder, haven't it? Jeepers.
So, again, and that's when you started that broadcasting, is it?
Yeah, that's when we started Crowcast. It was just about we couldn't do the live shows, so it was almost giving back to the
Yeah.
fans that have been there from day one, and just keeping in touch with them. And it's just steamrolled into Crowcast, and now we're having special guests on, and
That's right.
it's rad, dude. It's been class.
Well, that's what's happened to me recently, right? I messaged some of these big bands. So I
Yeah.
never thought Thunder would answer me, like,
Yeah.
I was more than happy to do it.
Like I said, man, Danny and the boys, they're all class. I mean, I've jammed with Chris, and Harry on drums. I haven't with Luke, but Danny, all of them are so lovely people. So I'm not surprised they wanted to come and have a chat with you, bud, because they're lovely human beings.
Yeah,
So.
and that's what I want to say about, like, the metal community, like, it really is so
Yeah.
loving. It really is. It doesn't outcast anyone, does it? It accepts everybody in it.
It really does, bud. And sometimes we get, people who dress in black or they wear the makeup or they love that type of music. They can be looked upon, like, oh, they're out the box, they're that type of people, but they're the most welcoming, loving, caring people there are, because they know, man, they've been through shit, And I think that's what metal and rock music in particular, that's what it dials into. You know what I mean? Like you're part of something. We've all experienced stuff, and to share it all. So I think that's why it resonates, and it'll never go away. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is why I love it. You mean I don't feel the same of it. Do when I go to gigs, I don't feel any different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, bud. As it should be.
I mean, I've always suffered, like, mental health. Obviously, it comes with conditions like regular, life can be other times, but listening to metal, it always helped me, like, always.
Yeah. And I think if you find something that helps, that's all anybody wants, isn't it? It's something that just switches that switch inside to make you think differently, bit of perspective and what have you. But I'm the same dude. Music has always been there for me. It's like when people lay you down, when you feel shit about yourself, music has always been that thing you can just go and listen to and reset, innit?
Yeah, it's true.
Reset the button.
I mean, that's what I like about metal. It's the emotion in it. It's the emotion in the music.
Yeah, absolutely, bud. You want to scream your lungs out,
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, absolutely.
So even though the music's aggressive, like, I mean, there's so much love, isn't it?
Yeah,
So people say, oh, it's depression, all this and that, and also aggressive, but really, we love us, like, all metal fans, like,
100%, 100%. I follow Rob Alford, and he's nothing but love, is he? Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
like he gets on that stage and he's wearing his studs and he's all leather and it's
yeah.
like, but skinhead, and but he's just the nicest dude on the planet. Like loves cats and do you know what I mean? It's just
So
yeah, you're
that's the
right,
thing with
bud.
Rob, like, really gay man. I mean, he gave effectively, he just said, like, this is me, like, you know, if I can accept it. And that's basically what I love about metal.
I think that's again, but I think that's why people resonate with music and why it's so important. And I think it doesn't get the credit it deserves with artists and music in general. They almost think it's like a recreational thing. They think it's just like a hobby.
Yeah,
But it's not. It's so much more important than that. It's literally the difference between life and death. It's literally the difference. Your opinion on something will change the minute you get in a club with someone and
yeah,
you're singing metal or rock, you're watching a band, you're part of something, and it does something. The endorphins release and you feel great. And so 100%. But Rob has carried that flag, being gay. Freddie Mercury's done the same.
yeah.
It was never about the sexuality. It was
No,
about
I
how
take
good
you
their
right out of
tunes
it.
were. Yeah, it was about their tunes. It was about
Yeah.
what they're about, what it means. 100%, bro. You bang on.
Those two men, incredible talent. I mean, the voices, like, Rob Halford's voice, back doing.
Goes naughty to it. Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
I went to see him in Woodstock, first time I ever saw him, right? And
Yeah,
fucking hell, they were brilliant. They really, really.
yeah, yeah. Incredible. But then comes on a motorbike. I'd love to do
Yeah,
that one day.
that's badass, isn't it?
uh,
Yeah,
epic.
yeah, so like my brand, right? My brand to me became like a family. Like obviously after my brother died, they supported me there. Yeah, like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
say the Crows are like a family to you, but
Oh, 100%. 100%. I like um even when I was a kid, like you know what it's like, dude, when you listen to a song, it almost like transports you to where you were at that time when you first heard it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
The power of music. So even like, the Crows are, I grew up with Ronnie and Shina. So they've been my friends since we were kids.
yeah,
I met Lloyd obviously through the band, and Dave came a little bit later. But we say it every day, brothers. That's how we are. That's how we feel. If one of us feels down, we're backing them up, and that's so important in the band. But when I think back to the other bands I was listening to, they were my family. When I was listening to Kurt
yeah,
Cobain, when I was listening
that's
to
right.
Nirvana, and hearing him sing something in a way I hadn't heard a sort of rock, heavy grunge singer
Yeah,
sing in this ballad with a cello playing behind. I'm like, what is this? But it was okay to do it. So I think rock and metal have always um, that ceiling has never been there. Do you know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want, you can be
yeah,
whatever you want, and I think when you get that understanding, that sinks in as a kid, or later on in life, or whenever you're feeling troubled, it's like it just makes you think, doesn't it? Perspective, like you can be what you want to be. You
yeah,
literally have the power to change how you're thinking, how what you're doing,
yeah,
how you want to live your life, like
that's
that.
right.
And it can be. That's why I think music is so important because it can literally transcend you into that good place. That's why it's so important. It can't just be a hobby. It's not just the government need to do
Yeah,
something. I
yeah,
believe like
lifestyle.
support it
It
all.
is a lifestyle. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say to you. Growing up, being disabled, obviously you feel
yeah,
different, don't you? But then,
yeah,
like, exactly like you just said, Metallica, Slayer, Korn, so they became like a family to me. They made
yeah,
me feel accepted, like,
yeah,
and the stuff they were singing about. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
going through this shit, and you understand me, like,
yeah, yeah. No, but I get it. I get that totally. Like, did you ever? So, were you and your brother obviously really close?
Yes, we was. He was like a fucking right with kids to me. He was like,
Yeah, man. I'm so sorry to hear about that, dude.
yeah, it was just that it really was. It changed, great, changed my life. It did, but.
Well, it's bound to, man.
So
Yeah,
after
man.
he passed, I became a motivational speaker.
Yeah,
Speaking to other kids in my situation, like they're
yeah,
just trying to be a brother to them, like.
You know, it's incredible, bud. And that's not just like you know, hats off to you for doing that. That like his lyrics in some of my songs. I'm a firm believer in when the shit hits the fan. Like
Yeah,
when, like his lyric in Blink of an Eye, you got it the lows to feel the highs. What beauty can come from something so traumatic,
yeah,
so devastating, and you choosing to do something positive and help others. That's like credit to you, but also your brother. That's
yeah.
like what a wonderful thing to do, man.
I
Kudos to
mean,
you.
I
Us.
knew,
Hats
I
off.
knew he'd be proud of me by doing that. Like, and Jim
Yeah,
Metal was a big part of me in his life, like, So we
yeah,
loved bands. We went to festivals all the time.
yeah,
And I want to bring metal into my motivational speeches,
yeah.
which is why I decided to do this documentary. Like, just to show the world how accepted metal is, and how the same we are. Metal is a massive family to us all. Like,
Oh, it's huge, dude. It's a huge community, and like I said, you won't find a more caring, loving, respectful family. Like I don't know, man. I think I viewed it said like, oh, the outcasts or the misfits or blah
yeah,
blah. But the more I've seen in the rock and metal community, and when I go to big sort of festivals and that, it's such a broader. It's broader than that. Do you know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
nationality goes out the window, race goes out the window,
yeah,
like it's sexuality goes out the window, and that's the stuff we need to be shouting from the rooftops. So the kids these days,
yeah,
when they go into like I don't know football or any other sports, there's still that weird race card or
yeah,
you don't fit in or you know in certain groups and certain elements in life and that. But in music
yeah.
there's nothing but love, dude. No matter if you're playing aggressive, no wonder if you're moshing in a pit. It's an experience through love. Like, do you know what I mean? Love of what you're hearing and it's that escapism as well. It's so
That's
important.
why I think people can learn a lot from metal. They can, for the community of rock and roll,
Yeah, man. 100%. It's not just going to have a good time. Like you can literally learn
Yeah, you
about
can.
humanity. Yeah, man. Be
I
better,
think
better version of
definitely
yourself.
people can certainly learn a lot from it.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, my last
Absolutely.
question to you, Rick, right? What does
Yeah.
metal mean to you?
Everything I just said, man, it's it's the escapism for me sometimes. Metal in particular. Like if I'm feeling angry, if I'm feeling frustrated or and just letting that out. Cause that's another thing, dude. It's so important to let that stuff out. Like, don't hold it in. Like, let it go. Um, and when you hear sort of whether it be Metallica, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and they're really going for it, like that for me is breathing. It's like
Yeah,
reset. Do you know what I mean? And but it's so much more than that as well. It's so difficult to put into words. It's just an emotional roller coaster and therapy. I think therapy is probably a good way of explaining it.
yeah,
Music, rock music, and metal in particular. They are if you're feeling however you're feeling, it either enhances it and makes you like feel better about yourself, or it resets me. Sets me back to that default. So that anger disappears. I've let it out now. I've had my time. I've had my say, and go again for another day.
yeah. That's cracking, man. It's been great talking to you, obviously.
Rhys, legend, but legend. Good t-shirt that is as well. What's that
Yeah,
behind you, bro?
it's my Marvel cabinet. I got like figures and stuff in it.
Ah,
Just
yes.
do it. Yeah, anyway, man, thank you for this. Like,
But hey, been an absolute pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for having me on, dude.
yeah, you too. Do me a favor, man,
Whenever,
send me a link to my van. Really on this, like,
what's the name of the band?
Twisted Sky Reformed.
Just this guy.
It's
Awesome.
real
I'll
on
give that.
Instagram.
Slam in. I'm gonna give out a follow right away. Hey, bud, if you want any tickets to come to a show, just let me know, right?
All right, I will. But
Legend.
I'll see you in Cardiff anyway, man.
Happy days.
All right.
Happy
Cracking to talk
days.
to you. Cheers,
You too,
everyone.
fella.
All
Take
right.
care, Reese.
Ta-ra, mate.
Ta-ra, man.
Ta-ra.